So here's where I behave like a crazy person and just kind of wander. We have some goals, but, you know, there's a big old desert. Why not just kind of go around in it? Maybe I should trace out the boundaries so we just have an idea what kind of map we have here. But, like, it's just so big. Circle marker post. Danger, turn back. I don't remember what happens if you go past that, but I think that's functionally the outline of the map. So let's just kind of respect that for now. I'm actually going to cross this area way faster than expect. Ah, let's take a look at this real quick. A small group ambushes you? My god. I guess I'm going to get my disguises. Where did they ambush me from? Like, how? Hello. Kill. This is your chance to fight.
Sure.
Okay. Immediately cool new very tall droid, almost dead. Man, you really start to take in what my character didn't alright. You really start to acknowledge how like monstrously huge HK-47 is. 10 people clothing, just like that. I guess I didn't need to buy Banther Fodder because it's just gonna happen at me. I can get around even faster now. Ha. Hope you guys like blurry screens. There's like a crowd over there of like something. We'll get to that over time. So it looks like the entire map is in the southern direction, so them saying to go south is pretty funny because everything is south. We're getting the outline. I think the sandcrawler might be vaguely like the halfway point.
These sand people are vicious. They attacked without any reason.
Yeah. That seems to be their go-to, honestly.
Who are you? Ah, it doesn't matter. Can you handle a blaster? They may attack again at any second. I doubt we could hold out on our own against another wave of them.
I would assume this was done by the sand people.
You would be right. Came out of nowhere. Wait, damn it. Here they come again. How did it do that?
How did they do that? That's what I was wondering a minute ago. That's just 3 of them again. We can do this. Oh, 4 of them. They're doing that spooky trick. Impress your friends with one cool trick. Haha. Quickly reduce their number, please. Oh yeah. They completely fall apart. Holy crap. Oh. Wow. This is gonna be like a thing. Boom! Oh my god. My character does the damage, evidently. I'm about to die. Yep. Turns out they do the damage. Okay. Becoming a problem. Quickly. Self-heal.
Yes?
Okay. They are quickly, completely overwhelming me in a big problem way. Try to use a stun on. Nope. 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 Alright. That's enough of that. Just blow them up. Oh, there goes more party members. What the fuck? They're not going down. I'm gonna die. Guys, shoot them. Shoot them. Yes. Pew. Oh. Shoot them. Oh god, they're all dead. I appear to have not been fully prepared for this encounter. What have we learned from this? I'm not sure we've learned that much, honestly. This area is so big. I was curious, like... What? Oh god, more. I like switched to a different fight. Now these ones are just gonna chase me forever. I don't love my chances. Come on. I'm out of combat technically, aren't I? Like... I can't return to the Ebon Hawk because my party's dead. Because I think they're still in combat. This is not resolved. All I did was spawn another encounter, which I'm currently at a risk of doing again. Which is not great. Like, I might just get attacked right now. Whee! God, that's really strong. I'm avoiding flurry because it reduces my defense. Let's double check. No, feats. Critical strike. Doubles the critical threat range of your melee attacks. Enemy can be stunned. Lowers defense by 5. Oopsie. This one just reduces... Oh, they both reduce my defense. Okay. So flurry is probably better than critical strike because it's actually what I'm good at. But I should probably do normal attacks against these enemies if I'm trying not to die. Can I just wear the Sand People clothing? Shit. Things aren't looking great. This is gonna be some really janky, awkward combat you're seeing here, but let's do this, man. Oh my god, I'm doing it. Hit and run tactics, go. Man, that jump attack is no joke. I did it. I still almost died. Ah, I thought my health was doing way better than that, and then abruptly it was doing really poorly. Oh my goodness. Nothing on the remains. Can I go to the Ebon Hawk now? Okay. I bring you pain, the kind you can't suffer quietly. This may not be the best squad. Although that was like a multi-wave, super wave attack enemy thing. That was bad. That was a bad time. I think there's belts down here from lootable enemies. Well, if it was possible to save all those people, we were not successful. They have died out in the wild. Interestingly, they're allowed out here even though they only have they're minors. And you need to have a hunting license to be outside of the settlement. I wonder if they're allowed outside as minors and there's a separate thing that nobody mentioned where you can be have a mining license, and that also gives you like the ability to be out here. And maybe that just wasn't mentioned because it's not relevant to my personal mission. Because boy, there is a case to be made for like how you just get surrounded by all of the people who have something specific to help you with about like people just come out with the exact, like they just immediately name drop all of the things that you need for you to personally leave the city, and other things that might come in handy don't get mentioned so much. So maybe there's like a wide spectrum of reasons why you might do this, but just none of them come up because they've got a case of like narrative railroadiness going on, where they just point you straight at the one thing you specifically need. Boop. Alright. Got stuck on something for a second there. This might not be a worthwhile thing to do, but I just feel like I should try to trace out the map's shape. So for now I'm doing the top half. I'll do the top, and then we'll do the bottom half after we resolve trying to loot everything we see here. Oops. A vast expanse of desert stretches before you, with no markings or blah 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 blah. It would be a death trap to go here. Yeah, I thought I was on this side of the things, but I guess not. It is kind of neat that you can use this to get around faster. Seems to genuinely work too. Oh wow, that filled it all in. That wasn't necessarily the goal, but the swath that you fill in by running around is surprisingly big. And I did run around in the middle because of that fight.
Anyone out there? Could you help? I seem to be, doomed.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh boy. This doesn't go well for you, does it? I think this is a puzzle scenario.
Hey there, thanks for stopping. I appreciate it. I've been stuck without water for hours. Wasn't looking good. Oh hey, it's you. I remember you at Foz's place. Could I get you to help out a fellow hunter? Please?
What happened here?
Well, it would appear that I've worn out my welcome with my wife Marlena. She fixes my droids. Fixed them good this time.
Commentary. One would hope the female is better at repairs than Ukalaka. I still would like to crush his neck, Master.
I triggered some sort of trap she programmed. She probably figured I wouldn't be smart enough to get out. Yeah, she was right.
You sit back and let your droids do the hunting?
You know, now really isn't the time for a lecture. Of course, I might be more receptive after I'm rescued.
It just doesn't seem very sporting.
Look, friend, some may talk about honor in the hunt, but they still sell their trophies.
So why would she do this?
Something about me not following her archaic rules for proper conduct in a marriage. I swear I never saw this coming.
I'm starting to wonder how many women, am I right, missions are going to be in this game. You don't seem too concerned about what triggered this.
Hey, I'm the victim here. I'm not sure how divorce works where you're from, but this is a little extreme, don't you think?
What do you want me to do?
The wife put a kink in my battle droids. They're in some sort of discharge loop. And if I move from this spot, they're threatening to blow up. She knew I wouldn't know how to fix them. Could you try to do some repairs? They don't care if you move. It's just me who's stuck.
Commentary. I say we blast the meatbag and save you the trouble, Master.
What's with all the droids lately? My wife get to you too?
Negative. I just don't like organic meatbags. Except for the Master, of course.
I'd, really appreciate a bit of help. please?
Alright, I'll try and help out. Hold on.
Just access each droid's repair interface. You'll have to do some tinkering, but be careful. One explosion I can survive. Any more than one and I'm dead. Oh, and ignore the message Marlena left in there. No way do I deserve this, I swear.
More than one explosion and I'm dead. How do you know that? These self-aware video game characters. It's like it's up there with like read the codex number at the back of the game manual. Are you good with tinkering mission? Repairs, right? 2. Oh. 12, that's alright. By my standards, at least. Okay. Maybe I should save. But yeah, if anyone's gonna do repairs... God damn, he's tall. He's like 7 feet tall. He's far away. They were not...
Anyone out there? Could you...
They just weren't nearby. Playback, a special message from Marlena. Had fun with having fun on the dunes, Tanis? I made sure you would. Here's the deal. Your precious droids have trapped you. They'll hold you until you die of thirst. Make a mistake while repairing them, they explode. Have a good death. My mother was right about you. Damn. Status of total battle droid group. This unit is one of the 4 linked droids of similar type. Group status by unit KX-12A. Energy governor out of alignment. Error introduced by Slimeball must die. Subscript. Group status by unit. Yeah. Primary motor repairs, offline target acquisition failure. Okay. System specs? The KX-12 series hardware offers firepower and stability with unparalleled access to system functions. A battle droid group modified with custom event coding allows for excellent problem solving and tactics. Caution. Malicious code may cause malfunction. Yeah. About right. Access system status and repair functions. Good luck. Enter diagnostic mode and try manual repair. Huh? Scanning. Node 1 reports Node 2 failed. Node 2 reports Node 3 failed. Node 3 reports Node 2 failed. 2 of the above are definitely false. Compare logic to identify the only memory node that can be correct. So only 1 is correct. Well, 2 of them both said 2, so the one that said 3 is correct. So 2 said 3 is failed, so 2 is reporting accurately. Configuring memory nodes, applying changes, analyzing. Systems returning to normal. Slimeball must die subscript disabled, awaiting group reinitialization. Okay. They're all logic puzzles instead of skill checks. Yeah, same text each time. Manual repair. Scanning heat dissipation system. Error. Data missing from prime values. Data missing from prime values? 2, 3, 5, 7, which is not there. 11. They're just asking you what numbers are prime? 7's a prime number. Missing number 7. There we go. I don't remember the debate on whether 1's a prime number or whatever, but 7's definitely a prime number. You couldn't figure these out, by the way? Power cell drain must not exceed total. Different motivators measure the same total energy pool as either 300 small pulses or 180 large pulses. What? Different motivators measure the same total energy pool as either 300 small or 180 large. That's the total that you must not exceed. Upper motivator has used 100 small pulses. How many large pulses are left in the remaining fraction? So we can reduce to 30 and 18. So for every 5, it's because it's divisible by 6. For every 5 small pulses, there are 3 large pulses. So they've used up 200 of the small pulses. They've used up 100 of the small pulses, meaning there's 200 small pulses remaining. They have to convert that back. I've overcomplicated it trying to math this out. Ultimately, what happened is 1/3 of the small pulses are gone. So that means 1/3 of the large pulses are gone. So it's 120 is left. I was trying to significantly overcomplicate that when I was like, wait a minute. This is really easy. 1/3 of the smalls are gone. That means 1/3 of the biggest is gone. So fuck the conversion. We don't need to convert anything. 4 times 14 times 11 minus 14 times 31 minus 14 times 13 minus 21 minus 14. What? Oh, it's not an equation. Descriptive number progression corrupted. To recalibrate, determine the correct progression. There's some kind of branching thing going on here. So 4 becomes 14. And then 14 somehow becomes 11 and 14. Are we splitting the digits of 1 and 4 into 11 and 14, like adding a 1 in front of each of them? But if that's the case, how do we get to 31? The next one is 13, 21, 14. There's always a 14. I can probably confidently say that whatever this is ends in 14. I can probably narrow it down to these two things, but I don't really recognize what this is riffing on. I don't know if this is something I learned at some point that like never came up again, and I'm just not, it just never comes to mind anymore, or what? So 11 becomes 31 somehow. Is this some kind of factoring thing? I don't think so. Why would there always be 14? Why would the 4 become a 14? What makes them split into having more numbers instead of fewer numbers? 11 became 31. Then somehow 31 became 13 and 21. These are really similar too. 23, 41, 12, 14. So these both have 31, then 14 or 13, 12, 14, 23, 41, 12, 14. So these are identical except for the 13 or 14. So I guess it comes down to the question of what is the logic of how it becomes one number or the other? They do keep reversing the number. It's like if it's gonna have a 41 on the right side no matter what, I would kind of question why this one's a 13 down here that becomes a 41. When this one's a 14 that becomes a 41, because numbers that's having the 2-digit switch keeps happening over and over again. So it's maybe this one? Nope. Ow. Well, you survived, so that's nice. I don't know, maybe that was obvious to someone, but I didn't even slightly click with that. I don't know what it was going for, and that was very obscure. It didn't make any sense to me, and I don't know if it's like some level of like middle school math that I've just completely wiped from my memory, or if it's just a really bizarre... I don't even know. Seems like they gave you a margin of error of 1 on purpose because one of them was completely a different level than all the other ones.
That was unpleasant. Thanks for your help. I'd have been a goner. Hey, and the old bat thought I was dead. You never asked me for anything, but I consider my life worth something. Please, take this. I insist.
This will be fine. Good luck.
Thanks again. I doubt any of those uptight hunters would have helped, and I doubt the wife is coming back. I'm heading back to the shop. I hope she left the manuals for these things behind. Ungrateful little...
Badoo. It seems he was specifically much more susceptible to taking a lot of damage than we were. Because we're pretty much alright. This area looked so big, and it kind of is, but we very quickly ran out of stuff in it. We'll have to see what's beyond the sandcrawler, because this whole side pretty much just had... There was the wave-based combat thing, and then there was the... Yeah, they're helping. There was the wave-based combat thing, and then there was that little puzzle there. And surprisingly, that's all there was to it. Dude, these guys do damage. Yeah, I'm currently kind of prioritizing not using any of his abilities so that he can tank. Because the minus 5 defense is rough. If you have minus 5 defense, it's just a significant margin of increased ease with which the enemy can hit you with their attacks. Let's get back to the border around here. Is it getting darker? Oh, it's gonna turn away from the sun. Some crashed speeders.
I'm trapped under here. Please help me.
Oh. Where?
Please help! I can't get out.
3, 2, 1.
It's an ambush. It's these guys. Squee. And if I refuse to pay you anything. Perhaps I could persuade you not to do this. If you let me go, I'll tell others how smart you are. They are just the worst idiots. I probably should have killed them, honestly. Because they hunt people out here. A weird situation where everyone seems to know about it, but no one seems to ever do anything about it.
Sure.
10, 15. Oh yeah.
Yes?
You're the big one now.
Sure.
That actually did some damage. But if I did actually fight them, I might have been in some trouble.
Sure.
Who doesn't like collecting mines?
Yeah?
Should probably be a little worried about these guys. Oh yeah. That is a pretty large crowd. Yeah, I figure we're probably supposed to get dressed up by now. Is it a problem that the droid can't dress up? That might be a problem. We'll find out the hard way. Droids can't wear clothes. Pay no attention to the lightsabers, I found them. The disguise fails at short range and the warrior attacks. That's specifically what I didn't want to have happen. Wait, did he attack? Is this what attacking looks like to you, game? Because he's not really attacking. What are these guys? Oh, these are totally the things that they hunt out here. Yeah. Can I use my abilities out here? I can. What are the stats on these? Not good. Is that what you were wearing before? I think so.
Yeah?
What are these things?
Just die already.
The raids. That's what they're called. Oh my god, they're strange. Whoop! Okay, well he immediately died. I may have completely destroyed my character build or something. It's funny because at some point I totally did feel like I had a plan for all this, and I feel like that plan fell apart at some point. Why do their back legs move like that? They're so fucking weird. Is it down to just these two at least?
Acknowledgement.
Oh, there's one.
Master.
Nope. Shit. Okay, well, this is how I die. Ah, the target changed. The ability to run around and also target who you want is really non-existent, because the target will just change on its own sometimes. I don't think there's much coming back from this. I'm having a hell of a time, apparently. Yeah, I thought I did my research, but then the time came to multi-class and stuff, and I was like, actually, I don't know what the fuck my plan was. Like, I was really uncertain about what class to switch to and so on. I didn't keep notes about what my plan was, so I can't remind myself what it was. I just thought there was a system that would make some kind of sense, and then that didn't seem to be what actually the truth was. Ow. No. That's not great news. Ah, fuck. I tried to switch to him. I tried to switch to my character, but I was already on my character. Cause it did it automatically. Oh, there's a wall here? What? Ah, fuck. I can't tell where I am. Oh. It's relatively difficult to do much in combat besides just sort of proceeding forward. Just use attack on guy for the most part. Trying to walk around to do anything in particular, like, it's surprising how much it breaks down, where your characters just kind of don't do moment to moment what you want them to do, and like it'll automatically change your currently selected ability or enemy like on the fly without you telling it to, which is unhelpful because the ways that you control those things are kind of the same things you're using to walk around. Then even when you pause the game, you weirdly can't, like, you often don't have full camera motion controls. You're often being limited in various ways in your ability to continue. It's one of those situations where it's like, there's not just limitations, it's like limitations where you're not sure why. Alright, so if the costume fails upon close inspection, I'm not sure what I'm going to do about this. Oh god. There's another map.
Yeah?
I almost recovered the mine as the wrong person. Because they look the same. I think I'm gonna need a more competent crew for monster hunting. Which to some extent kind of just feels like melee characters? I feel like melee characters are often really capable in a way that the ranged characters aren't always. But unfortunately, yeah, I've brought these characters along because I want HK's quips. But also they're both related to the current narrative of people we're trying to find. So maybe I'll have to come back with like Bastila and someone. Like Bastila and Zalbar and try to take out the giant monsters. Dune Sea, Eastern Dune Sea. This game is way bigger than I remember it being, apparently. Not the game, but I mean, but the zone. I don't remember this area necessarily having individual zones. I guess I saw the expanse in front of me and kind of thought that would be the extent of it. But I guess I shouldn't expect Xbox games to have giant, expansive zones, even when it's doing like the whole Tatooine thing, where that's kind of like the shtick. It's easy to forget how little games had to like make do with back then. So oftentimes these zones are like, it's like one little blobby map and like 3 objectives, and then you have to load a whole new map for the next bits. Banthas. Actual real life banthas in a video game. So not quite real life, but the random debris is disappointing me. Keep approaching it, expecting an interaction. Ooh, the controller's vibrating. Apparently because those guys are just so thunderous in their massive scale. I don't know if you'd feel that though. It's like the T-Rex trope a bit, like the whole like giant stomping creature saying trembles through the ground. I don't know if that would work as well with sand. It doesn't seem like it would. So it seems our goal is just to avoid the close proximity. Don't worry about me. They have automated turrets. Like, they have tech here. Trying to simply lay siege upon their base wouldn't go over well. But now I'm definitely like, how the fuck does this work out? I can't talk to them up close, so how am I going to actually succeed at anything here? The Sand People warrior has obviously recognized you and is astounded that you are here. Your disguise may have allowed you to pass the turrets outside, but is ineffective at close range.
Interjection. One moment. I believe I understood that, Master. It may not have been his intention, but he did actually communicate something.
Quickly, tell him that we are not a threat.
Translation. Result. I believe I have succeeded in confusing him, Master. We have shown an interest not common among outsiders.
Apologize for being here. Say we want peace.
Translation. Translation. He is expressing disbelief, as am I, but his duty requires that he report to his chieftain. Extrapolation. It would seem that we are at least worthy of curiosity for the moment. I would much rather this get bloody, Master, but it is your call.
I wonder why it keeps turning around. Though you can't seem to understand him, the Sand People chieftain's tone is obvious. He clearly despises all outsiders.
Translation. I can translate with some guarantee of accuracy that he is demanding to know why he should let us survive this encounter, Master.
Why are you able to speak to the Sand People when I can't?
Extrapolation. I understand that you are Force-sensitive, Master, but I lack sufficient knowledge to make an accurate assumption. Hypothesis. Perhaps your ability does not take the place of actual language study when the subject is out of the ordinary. Or perhaps the Sand People confuse your ability because they actively refuse to communicate with most outsiders. I have no data on this, sadly.
It really sounds like even I don't understand how I learn languages. Like, it's just a thing he just does, and he's like, what do you mean I can't just understand them? I do this in like 15 minutes. Although we've never met them before though, so like we wouldn't have prior experience. Tell him we want a peaceful solution.
Translation. Translation. He claims he has no reason to believe you, Master. Your kind have tainted this land with machines and uncaring, ignorant feet. Translation. He requires proof of good faith. We must make a contribution to his people that shows we are not a threat. Shall I blast him now, Master?
Ask what it is that he wants.
Translation. Translation. He plans to move his people farther from Anchorhead, but they need to build up stores of water first. He says you must aid him. Translation. He wants moisture evaporators from the Zerka. If you deliver them, he will order that his people reduce their attacks on miners.
Reduce, not even stop. The attacks must stop altogether.
Translation. Translation. He says that will never happen, Master. Ignorant outsiders continually desecrate their most reverential customs. This will always demand a response, an attitude I can respect. Protocol. From his perspective, a reduction is already a large step. It is doubtful you will get agreement on much more than that.
Tell him we will get his vaporators.
Translation. Translation. He does not believe you, Master. We will only be allowed to re-enter the Enclave when we have the vaporators with us. Translation. We are to be escorted outside. He will wait, but he doesn't believe we are coming back.
Well, I didn't even get to check to see if they had any of the people that we were looking for. They also stripped us, apparently. Our disguises are just gone now? Yeah. Well, what a bizarre strategy. They refuse all communication with outsiders and won't talk to anybody, and they attack everyone on sight. And that one guy is just like, go on this mission to communicate with them and be friends with them or whatever. Just go for it. Oh, the evil Zerka want to wipe them out. How could they fight against a hostile force that attacks them on sight at every opportunity? What are they? Evil? Like, it is a little bit hard to spin that way. When like the Tusken Raiders are just nothing but inhospitable. The primary point in their favor is just the fact that like they are the natives. They're fighting against colonialism. Their planet is being invaded by an alien race who seeks to extract resources from it. What resources? They're not sure, but they're damn well trying. In fact, they just value doing colonialism so much that they'll even do it when there's no actual evidence that it'll pay off in any way. So the Tusken Raiders have to deal with this invasion of their culture and their environment, and they have to deal with this threat and this what's essentially a war going back and forth, and that's not even for in the name of gains. Zerka's just doing whatevs, I guess. That's a choice. Hopefully the constant attacks stop on me, because my disguises have vanished. Blurry screen, marginally faster, blurry screen. Because those attacks are actually messing me up. The Eastern Dune Sea continues to be a barren horizon. God damn it. But there are signs that people have passed this way. The occasional stone appears to be marking a path, but the logic of how they are placed is indecipherable to an outsider. Okay, so we need somebody that can interpret this for us. Evidently. I guess I should just go back to the Ebon Hawk, honestly. but then actually proceed out into the world from here instead of going back in. Maybe talk to some characters, see if we've progressed with our ability to, like, interact with them. HK47 hangs out with Canderous. I guess that's about to be expected, isn't it?
Yeah, what do you want?
I was wondering if you had any more war stories.
I was one of the best youth warriors in the clan Ordo in my time. No one before me had mastered the power of our basilisk war droids as quickly as I had. Except Mandalore himself, of course. In those days, we were sweeping across the Outer Rim, destroying all who fought us. Young Mandalores would prove themselves in real combat with unknown opponents above 1,000 worlds. Each brought back stories of his achievements.
What was your story?
I remember it well, orbiting high above a placid world, its defenses just stirring. As was tradition, I would go ahead of the first wave to find enemies in the thickest fighting. I remember sitting there in my armor, linked directly with a basilisk thrumming beneath me, my heart racing with fear of the coming battle.
I didn't think Mandalorians got afraid.
Every new warrior has to fear to understand how to beat it. You must know that. The doors opened in front of me, and the air was sucked out of the drop bay, scattering crystals of frozen vapor across my path. I can't describe what it feels like to look directly down at a world, falling continuously as you circle it, with barely 15 centimeters of armor plate protecting you. When the magnetic locks disengaged on my droid, I plunged out of the drop bay towards the battle that waited below.
You dropped from orbit riding a droid?
The exhilaration, the euphoria I felt as I streaked into the atmosphere, dodging self-guided projectiles and beam weapons, was unmatched. An 80-kilometer plunge through the atmosphere, dodging and weaving, the outside of my armor glowing like the sun with the heat of re-entry. And with barely 30 meters to spare, I twisted and skimmed the surface, firing at the giant beam generators that were in my path. The explosion from that sent shock waves that leveled the entire complex around it. It was the moment of my life.
That was some fight.
I'll never forget those times. But things are different now. We can't go on fighting the way we did. There are too few of us left now, but I really don't want to talk about this anymore. I trust I've satisfied your curiosity for now. Is there something else you want to know? Your choice. I'm here if you want something done right.
Well, ODST Trooper Canderous.
Statement. HK-47 is ready to serve, Master.
You know anything about all these Gizka, HK?
Statement. I have little knowledge of that to impart, Master.
How am I going to repair you? Maybe never? We might be screwed. I don't know if there's anything I can really do about that.
How can I help?
You wanted to speak to me?
Yes, I did. I wanted to speak to you about our mission and what lies ahead for us. It seems fate, or the Force, is driving us into a confrontation with the Dark Lord. You must prepare yourself for when we face Malak. The confrontation will be difficult for you. I remember how hard it was when I first faced Revan.
Is it true you killed Darth Revan?
It's true that due to my battle meditation, I was with the Jedi strike team that boarded Revan's ship. We did not kill Revan, however.
But killing Revan is what you're famous for.
Our mission was to capture Revan if possible. It was Malak who turned on his own master, firing upon Revan's ship while we were still on board it. It was his desire to kill us and his master both. Thankfully, we narrowly escaped the vessel as it exploded.
So Malak did your job for you.
As I said, we were there to capture Revan alive. The Jedi do not believe in killing their prisoners. No one deserves execution, no matter what their crimes. Remember that Revan and Malak were once great Jedi, heroes in every sense of the word. They demonstrate the danger of the dark side to us all. I'm sorry, we really shouldn't speak of this anymore. The memory of my confrontation with Revan is painful. Let's return to the mission, please.
You're the one that said you want to talk to me.
How can I help?
I'd like to know more about you, Bastila.
Yes, I suppose I can understand your curiosity, given the bond that connects us. Very well. I'll tell you a bit about myself.
Tell me how you joined the Jedi, then.
I was found to be strong with the Force at a young age, as most Padawans are. As a girl, I was given to the Order to be trained. When I joined the Order, I left my family on Talravan, as all Padawans do. My family is still there, the last that I heard. I've had little contact with them, as it is discouraged.
So the Jedi separates children from their families.
Relationships with family members are fraught with powerful emotions. Such extremes are to be avoided. Anger and hate are the worst, but even love can lead to folly.
You aren't allowed to love?
Emotional entanglements can be dangerous. They can impair rational thought. They can lead to outbursts of uncontrolled emotion. A Jedi must be above such things.
You don't sound very convinced.
It can be a hard lesson to learn. I was not on good terms with all of my family, but I do remember missing my father terribly for a long time.
You and your father were close?
Very close. I was only a little girl when I left my family, but I still remember him fondly. He was kind and gentle and doted on me. My mother, however, was different. I was not on good terms with my mother. I was only a little girl when I left, but I was old enough to resent her and the way she treated my father. She pushed my father into treasure hunting. I spent all my young life on ships, traveling from one false lead to the next. She whittled away my father's entire fortune, and I hated her for it. I think she was relieved to give me to the Jedi, but my father was heartbroken.
You never tried to get in touch with your father again?
A child is too young to understand the sacrifices that must be made. It's better if they have no contact with their family once they're removed. Once I was older, I realized the wisdom of this policy. A Jedi must do what is needed, personal desires notwithstanding. Love can only obscure and confuse the matter.
But if a Jedi were to love, surely it wouldn't be all bad.
Even a Jedi cannot always control the feelings of the heart. We must do our best to guard against it, no matter what the cost. But some sacrifices are harder than others. I do not wish to discuss this anymore. I would rather return to our mission.
Can't Jedi have a little love as a treat?